Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thoughtful Thursday. Today, we thought we'd do something slightly different, and we're going to talk about self-care. So I'm Nikki, and I've got Gemma with me from the team today. So Gemma, what does self-care mean to you?
Right, self-care, Nikki. Well, I'm going to use an analogy that I hope so many of us are familiar with. And if you've ever been on a flight, you know that the instructions come from the stewarding team on the flight that if in an emergency you need oxygen, then you take down your own oxygen mask and you put it on yourself first before you try and put the oxygen mask on those that are around you, your children or anybody else that's in need. And I think for me, that's such a great analogy of self-care. It's that recognition when your own oxygen supply has almost come to an end and you're in need of just stopping, pausing, resetting, taking in again, breathing, taking in again more oxygen in order to then be able to go and help others. So that recognition of when you feel a bit frazzled, I think, and yeah, you just need to pause in life and really focus in back in on you, and having that life-giving oxygen that you need in order that you can then carry on and give out to those around you.
Fantastic.
So Nikki, I've talked a little bit about what I think self-care means to me, but what's your sort of thoughts on why self-care is so important to us?
Well, I think self-care is really important. We live in quite a stressful world at the moment, and lots of stress has lots of really detrimental effects on our body. And so when I was looking up to like the dictionary definition, it's always good to have a dictionary definition. It was talking about taking an active role. So this is like something that we can do for ourselves to make sure that we are functioning as well as we can in our physical and our emotional health. And our physical health and our emotional health are so linked together. Sometimes we think of them as separate, but actually it's so important that when we are feeling physically well, we can feel emotionally well, and those things so are linked. And I think it's really important that we find different ways that we can reduce our own stress levels when we can feel them rising, so that we look after ourselves. So Gemma, do you think that self-care is actually like a biblical concept? Do we find it in the Bible anywhere?
Yeah, I definitely do think it's a biblical concept. I think it's something that Jesus models in the New Testament in his ministry. And we can read time and time again where when he is out and he's obviously ministering to his disciples, he's teaching his disciples are around him. There's lots of crowds around him because they gather, because they want to hear him teach. They want to see the miraculous signs and wonders that they've heard about. They want to see the healing and they want to experience healing themselves. And so Jesus, we read about, is surrounded by many people many times, but we also read that he takes himself off on lots of occasions to a quiet place. There's a Greek word that's used in the Bible, eremos, and it means that solitary, desolate place. And it talks about Jesus going to that solitary, desolate place after he's been around many people and he's been doing many things. And I think it demonstrates his need to have a quiet moment away from everybody else, to take that time, like I said earlier, to stop, to pause, to rest, to breathe, to reset. And I guess within those times, he would have shared that communion with his Heavenly Father. He would have taken that strength that he needed from him in order to carry on doing the things that he had been called to do on earth. But it's so good, isn't it, to read that Jesus needed to take that time to stop and be still and to look
Yeah.
after himself, what he was doing.
Definitely. I think, as I say, that's the thing, isn't it? It's the model of what Jesus gives us. And for him, self-care meant spending time with God. And, you know, I think for all of us, that's something that we need to do. But there is also other things that we might find for ourselves that we find. So it'd be really good to talk to the rest of the team, maybe for the next few weeks, to see what they've been doing during lockdown to look after their own physical and their mental health. So join us over the next few weeks as we talk to other members of the team about what self-care means to them. Thanks for watching.